The Michigan meteor, that's exactly what it was. It was absolutely astonishing. It lit up the night sky just after 8 p.m. Eastern over southeast Michigan. In fact, it was even seen in a few other states, including Wisconsin, Illinois, Ohio, even in western Pennsylvania. And it was a meteor it was basically a meteor that enters the Earth's atmosphere, lights up like a Christmas tree or even brighter, and then caused that sonic boom.
But now it entered the atmosphere around South Haven, Michigan, I believe, so we're right near the epicenter of it.
Yeah, that's right. It entered the atmosphere right around southeast Michigan, and it was believed to have traveled over, all of southeast Michigan, really traveled over places like Taylor, Southgate, just downriver, and then eventually headed over toward Mount Clemens.
Let me back up a little bit, Andrew. What is a meteor?
Well, a meteor is simply an object in space, an asteroid, that enters the Earth's atmosphere. And it's very interesting. Here's some terminology. Here's a little bit of astronomy 101 for your listeners. A little meteorology 101.
And for me, too.
Yeah. So when an asteroid enters the atmosphere, it becomes a meteor, M-E-T-E-O-R. When it lights up brightly, it's known as a fireball. When it breaks up and explodes, and you can tell the explosion by the brighter flash and then the sonic boom, that's called a bolide. That's B as in Bob, O-L-I-D-E, a bolide.
Bolide.
Bolide. And if any fragments survive and actually make it down to the Earth, those fragments, no matter how big, no matter how small they are, no matter how many they are in number, they are known as meteorites.
So we go from asteroids to meteors to bolides to meteorites.
Essentially, yes. That's exactly what happened.
Wow. How rare of an occurrence was that? Because I was trying to figure back in my 61 years on this planet, Andrew, and I don't remember hearing or seeing or even discussing a meteor entering the atmosphere near Detroit and, glowing that everybody pretty much caught it on video. A lot of people did, and that being recorded the way it was. I don't know if that's ever happened in my lifetime.
Well, it certainly was a lucky occurrence. I say lucky, of course, because there's no evidence that the meteor, when it became a meteorite, if it did become a meteorite, actually struck anybody. So that's good news. I don't think it caused any damage. So far, there are no reports of that. So in that way, we're lucky to actually have this site. The nearest one to come to Detroit, from my research, was back in 2013, November 26, 2013. There was a bolide. That is a meteor that exploded in the Earth's atmosphere as it came in over Montreal, Canada. And that was also seen or felt also in New York. But anywhere on planet Earth, these events can actually happen. So it's just a roll of the dice, and we got lucky here in Detroit to experience one last night.
And I want you to verify some figures for me, too. I understand that when it came in at like 28,000 miles per hour. And when it struck the Earth, it caused a earthquake that would have registered at like 2-point-something on the Richter scale. Are those correct numbers?
That's absolutely correct. Now, don't get me wrong here. Some reports have said that the meteor and the bolide that ensued actually caused an earthquake. That is not true. The sonic boom was so powerful, the shock wave of it was equivalent to an earthquake that registered 2.0 on the Richter scale.
Wow.
Many of you might remember a similar scene was recorded in Russia back in, I believe it was 2013 also. That was on February 15, 2013. There are tons of video of it on YouTube, where a bigger asteroid entered the Earth's atmosphere, became a meteor, became a bolide because it exploded. And it must have been a bigger meteor because that was a larger explosion that not only could you hear it, not only could you feel it, but it actually shattered some windows.
Wow. So these things are potentially dangerous.
Potentially so, yes. And that's why here in the United States, there's a center for NASA called the Center for the Near Earth Object Studies. Again, Center for Near Earth Object Studies. It's part of NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office. Mm-hmm. And the mission of that office is to scan the skies all over space, all over the solar system, to look for asteroids that may one day come very close to the planet Earth. One of the difficulties, Cliff, is once you find an object, being able to find the right one. And size matters in this instance. Sometimes objects can simply be too small to actually detect. That Planetary Defense Coordination Office is pretty good at finding asteroids or objects in space that are as big as a house or bigger. But it's likely the meteor and then bolide that we experienced last night. It's likely the original size of that asteroid or meteor was more like 1 to 3 feet across, maybe the size of a basketball, or 3 or 4 basketballs strung together.
It's almost scary to me, Andrew, to think that something that is relatively small like that could cause so much attention to itself, could cause a sonic boom that registers 2 on the Richter scale. That's a lot of speed and a lot of energy for something so small.
Well, you mentioned the literally astronomical numbers a moment ago. The meteor itself traveling before it enters the atmosphere, likely 20 to 30 miles per hour. That is an amazing amount of speed. And when it comes into the Earth's atmosphere, it's almost like coming to a dead stop. It's the reason why, for those of you that remember when the Space Shuttle program was going here in the United States, we talked about on the Space Shuttle itself, the tiles that are on the bottom of the Space Shuttle that are heat resistant, that allow the Space Shuttle, when it re-enters the atmosphere, to withstand the heat and friction of that process. When you're coming from the vacuum of space and splashing into the Earth's atmosphere, it causes a lot of friction, and that drives a lot of heat energy. And that's what you're actually seeing when you're seeing an asteroid become a meteor and fly into the Earth's atmosphere. You're actually seeing that heat and the result from it. And it results sometimes in what's called a bolide, an explosion that happens. And sometimes pieces of the meteor can survive and make it down to Earth. Likely in this instance, if it didn't crash into Lake St. Clair or Lake Huron, it's likely that the meteor literally vaporized with it under the Earth's atmosphere. And so it's likely, if that happened, that we will not find any pieces of it anywhere.
Are meteorites dangerous to humans, either one, by falling on us, or 2, once they hit the ground, do they have strange radiation and powers like they do in the science fiction movies?
Radiation, no. But the actual impact if it were to strike the Earth, it all depends on the size and speed and trajectory of the meteor itself. A meteor can be big enough to actually cause a crater to be formed in the Earth's surface. Many of you may be familiar with the crater that exists in the southwest part of the United States that you can actually visit. Or many folks may also be familiar with the theory that an asteroid struck the Earth, and it was so large and so powerful was the explosion that it literally kicked a lot of dust and soil and dirt into the Earth's atmosphere during the dinosaur age, and actually led to the extinction of the dinosaurs because it caused climate change. And then there was such a thick layer of soot essentially in the atmosphere that it actually lowered Earth's temperature. And over the course of millions of years, not all dinosaurs could survive.
So once the meteorite hits the Earth, though, there's no radiation that would keep me from walking up to it and picking it up.
No, radiation is not a problem. The content of these asteroids or meteors, once they hit the Earth and become meteorites, it's likely that these rocks are literally made of iron and nickel and no radioactive elements.
Okay.
So, say that meteor from last night, after the bolide happened and some fragments survived and became meteorites and actually struck the Earth, if you immediately walked up upon them, then they'd be hot. That's why they'd be dangerous. They'd be too hot to actually handle. But once they cooled, they'd likely be actually safe to pick up.
Well, I understand there are some meteorite hunters out looking for that this very moment.
That's right. It'll be interesting to see if they actually do find anything. For those of you who, and this is a great opportunity for all Detroiters, especially families with children who are interested in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. can take this as a real life science lesson when it comes to astronomy and understanding the planet Earth, our solar system, our galaxy that we live in, the Milky Way, and our universe, and the great variety that's actually within it to learn more. And there are actually meteorites on display. You can actually go to either the Cranbrook Institute of Science in Bloomfield Hills to learn more about that. They have some meteorites that are on display. Or right here in downtown Detroit, you can go to the Michigan Science Center and learn more about it too.
Fantastic. A sidebar issue, and I'm not going to keep you much longer, Andrew, because I really appreciate your time and I know how busy you are. Right next to the story I read about the Michigan meteor, it said that there are space stations, notably a Chinese one right now, that are scheduled to just fall out of the sky onto the Earth, and nobody knows where that's going to be. Do we need to start looking in the skies now for meteors and space stations and space junk to start falling on us?
Well, you know, the Chinese space program, the European Space Agency, also NASA right here in the United States, they do a very good job of tracking all man-made objects that have been launched into space and from their life cycle, from the moment that they're launched to the time that they're orbiting. And if they already have a scheduled lifespan and are actually due to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere, where exactly that will happen, and whether or not all of it will actually burn up in the atmosphere. Things like whether it's Chinese satellites or American satellites or any others, I think there's a very good network of scientists and engineers all around the Earth who monitor that for everyone's safety so that no one is hurt if any man-made objects actually plummet to the Earth.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Finally, as a meteorologist, how exciting was this meteor for you and your colleagues that fell here in Southeast Michigan?
Oh, it was something that was beyond belief. I mean, these are things that you normally see on YouTube, or if we talk about them over at Channel 4, we're normally grabbing video from somewhere else in the world, whether it's Russia, whether it's Europe, whether it's Africa or Australia, or somewhere else in the United States. So, I mean, what are the odds? I mean, we were simply counting our blessings when this actually happened. Counting our blessings twice, actually. Number one, that we were actually able to see and feel an amazing event like this. And secondly, when we learned that, okay, no one was hurt and there was no damage.
Yes. Tell you what, before I let you go, we got a caller on the line. Dee has called. Hey, Dee, thanks for calling. You're on with Andrew Humphrey of WDIV, Meteorologist Channel 4.